Datura Stramonium, thorn apple, Jamestown weed, Nalla woman, Mamala ummetta, stinkweed grows in the vicinity of cultivation on rank soil where refuse is deposited in all parts of the world. Solanaceae, tincture of the fresh plant in flower and fruits. The first to use stramonium in medicine according to Teste was Stork, who was one of Hahnemann's predecessors. Stork first tried it in mental alienation because it was supposed to produce a marked and persistent disorder of the mental faculties. Hahnemann proved it and introduced it into the homeopathic materia medica. In his introduction to the remedy, he points out that though it produces many uncomfortable symptoms, it does not, in its primary effects, cause actual pain. Hahnemann attached a good deal of importance to this. Stramonium, he says, allays some spasmodic movements and restores suppressed excretions in several cases in which absence of pain is a prominent symptom. In addition to the absence of pain, there is with stramonium and in many mental cases an extreme muscular mobility. This mobility affects the muscles of expression and the muscles of locomotion. The movements of stramonium are generally gyratory and graceful when they occur in the arms. Gyratory and graceful. G-Y-R-A-T-Y.
You dance or move your body quickly with circular movement. The woman began to gyrate to the music.
The forms of mania, especially mentioned by Teste as calling for stramonium, are nymphomania of lying in women. Certain forms of religious monomania is exaggerated and ridiculous scruple of conscience. Fixed notion that some unpardonable sin has been committed, which the patient is nevertheless unable to remember. That he is possessed of the devil. Hallucinations. The delirium of stramonium is for the most part terrifying. It corresponds exactly to many cases of delirium tremens. Visions of animals enter largely into it. Delirium tremens into this. Delirium tremens. Delirium without fever. Delirium tremens. మామూలుగా డెలిరియం సొంత గుణాలు ఎప్పుడు వస్తాయి? ఫీవర్ ఉంటాయి, హై ఫీవర్లో వస్తాయి. కానీ అది లేకుండా డెలిరియం వచ్చిందని డెలిరియం ట్రెమన్స్ అంటారు. Visions of animals enter largely into it. In a case of severe pneumopneumonia of right side, supervening on scarlatina, the patient, a young man, said he saw a large black dog about the room. This led me to give stramonium, which rapidly altered the whole case for the better, including the pneumonia, and resolved a situation of no little anxiety. Stramonium is also called for in congestions without actual inflammation, but with high mental exaltations and furious delirium and little or no fever, without pain, but with some coma. J. Emmons Briggs relates this case of poisoning. Briggs had an urgent call to see James M., 4 in convulsions. He found him lying on the bed in a state of wild delirium requiring the constant combined efforts of 2 people to keep him in bed, face exceedingly flushed, expression becoming in rapid alternation, pleasant and anxious, pupils widely dilated, iris scarcely visible, giving the eye a very brilliant appearance. Marked convergent strabismus, skin hot and dry, resembling scarlet eruption, abdomen tense. The most alarming symptom was rapidly recurring convulsions with twitching of the arms and lower limbs. 30 or 40 of these spasms occurred in rapid succession, followed by a moment during which the countenance brightened and seemed at rest, only to be followed in an instant by a series of chronic contractions. Grasping at imaginary objects before the eyes, when expression frequently became anxious, as if the patient was trying to ward off imaginary foes. At times the mind was very active and the patient talked rapidly and incoherently. Between these spasms, laughter and crying frequently occurred. The boy, it transpired, had been chewing a corn apple. When he came home, he seemed rather dazed and vomited. He then threw himself on the sofa and slept very soundly till he awoke in the convulsions. The boy recovered under calibrome in 5-grain doses, though it was with great difficulty that he was made to swallow. This difficulty of swallowing is a marked feature of stramonium, and with the intense thirst, delirium and hallucinations completes the picture of many cases of hydrophobia. Another symptom indicating it here is aggravation by bright light, mirror or surface of water. S.A. Jones quoted relates the case of a little girl with brain symptoms from whom he had prescribed a remedy. The report was brought late at night that the patient was much worse. She vomits, said the father, if she even raises her head from the pillow. The vomit was green. Jones found under stramonium by aid of cipher repertories. He gave stramonium and the next morning the case was entirely changed for the better. Acting on this analog, Jones also cured a vomiting of green stuff, always induced by bright light. Bright light and green vomiting was happened. On the other hand, the stramonium patient is dependent on light and company, cannot walk in the dark, hence it is indicated in locomotor ataxia, and going through railway tunnels without a light in the carriage may cause fainting. అది లైట్ ఉంటే భరించను లేదు, లైట్ లేకుండా ఉండను లేదు, భయం. Some of the head movements of stramonium are characteristic. Continually jerks head up from pillow, head bent back, boring head into pillow, the twitchings of single muscles and the squinch mark stramonium as the remedy for many cases of chorea. I find it correspond to about an equal proportion with agaricus, and when there is fright in the causation, stramonium will almost certainly avail. Stramonium has a relation to the hip joints, and stramonium has cured both coxalgia and morbus coxae left. This is accompanied by very severe pain and is one exception to the painlessness of stramonium affections. The effect of stramonium on the secretions is to suppress them, and this makes stramonium an excellent remedy in many cases of illness due to suppressed secretions, menses, lochia, sweat, eruptions. Stramonium causes high fever with rashes, some scarlet in a petty case, spots on the arms like flea bites, vesications, as it corresponds also to burns and scars. Stramonium 30 caused the face of a boy to whom I gave it to swell and come out in blotches soon after commencing the remedy. I have seen Dalcamara 30 produce purpuraceous rash on the face in the same way. In a case of mine, Stramonium relieved an extensive eczematous eruption which came on after a fright. Eczema, భయంకర వచ్చిన eczemaకి Stramonium cure this. As a result of suppressions, convulsions occur. These may be general or they may be partial or choreic. సాధారణంగా ఫ్రైట్ అని వీటి దగ్గరికి కన్వర్జన్స్ దగ్గరికి ఓపియం చూస్తారు కానీ Stramonium దగ్గరికి the convulsant spasmodic properties of Stramonium are shown in the respiratory sphere in constriction of the chest, asthmatic symptoms and cough of the whooping cough type. The common practice of smoking Stramonium leaves for asthma is roughly homeopathic. Peculiar sensations of Stramonium are as if spinning or weaving, as if objects were smaller than they really are, as if dizzy, as if he had no limbs, as if drunk, head as if drawn backward, starts as if a shock of electricity had been passed through her body, as if ice were forced out, as if sparks of fire rushing from stomach to eyes, eyelids as if swollen, or as if oppressed with sleep, as if wind rushing out of ears, as if sawing cheekbones, as if a hole were there and the brain were touched, as if nose were shifted, as if pins and needles were in forehead, as if he was seeking something, as if bones were sawed through, as if front teeth would fall out, teeth as if pressed together, moving fingers as if searching for something, cries as if from fright of hideous objects, as if lips would grow together, inner mouth as if raw, soft palate as if drawn down, as of boiling water in throat, as if a ball were wedged in throat, as if falling, as if he would vomit, as if a navel were to be torn out, abdomen as if pulling up, as if abdomen were expanded to an extreme degree, as if urine could not be passed on account of narrowness of urethra, as if a cylindrical body were being passed through urethra, as if he had not power to close the neck of bladder, as if very tall, as if something turned around in chest, limbs feel as if gone to sleep, as if parts of limbs were completely separated from body, hands and feet as if loose in joints, as if cold water were poured down back. Stramonium is an ill-smelling plant, and the discharges and secretions it causes are often foul and even cadaveric in odor. Stramonium is suited to ailments of young plethoric persons, especially of children, chorea, mania, fever, delirium. These symptoms are aggravated by touch, by pressure. Motion aggravates. Removing the head from pillow causes vomiting of bile. Walking causes involuntary micturition. Walking in dark causes vertigo. Aggravated after motion, vomiting of bile, palpitation, pain in the back, shoulder and abdomen whilst sitting, involuntary micturition. Cough causes lower limbs to be jerked up. Lying ameliorates the pulsating heat of vertex. In evening causes Prosopolgia in left cheek. Causes cutting pain in sternum. Lying on side aggravates vertigo. Warmth ameliorates. Wind aggravates. Cold aggravates. Aggravated evening and night. Aggravation in the dark. Ameliorated in light. Ameliorated in company. Aggravated looking at shining objects, water, etc. Aggravated sun. Great desire for acids. Citric acid ameliorates. Causation, shock, fright, sun, childbirth, suppressions.